Catus Maximus here. This time it's just a little review of this confined space slot head screwdriver. This is a General Tools. Now this is one of their American-made tools. This is an older one. General Tools has been around for many decades. They make a lot of cheesy tools, but they're kind of, I mean, they're still around. They're sold at places like True Value Hardware, and they kind of just make miscellaneous stuff. It's the easiest way to describe General Tools, true to their name, General. This one caught my eye because it's a model 808. Kind of reminds me of the Roland 808 drum machine, which is a very famous electronic drum machine. Anyway, I picked this up because I was kind of curious if this was who made Craftsman's, or if whoever made Craftsman's made this General one. I like it because it has the carbon finish slot heads. We have two that are at 45 degree. The idea is you have one 45 degree pointing that way and one pointing this way, depending on which way you flip it. And then of course you have two here which are at 90 degrees. The 45s, the bits are physically machined and the same orientation. It's just the fact that you're flipping it over causes its orientation to change. Or on the 90 degree ones, they physically have to machine at 90 degrees. I do have an old Craftsman USA one here, and that's essentially what I was noticing, is the fact that this General Tools is certainly, it's the same base design, but it's a little different. You know, it's a little bit longer, a little bit more meat on the head. It's a little bit more compact on this old Craftsman, and this old Craftsman had chrome plated bit ends, with of course their carbon finish. Chrome plating can technically reduce the strength of metal just a little bit. It's called hydrogen embrittlement. It's because to get the chrome plating to stick, it does cause a surface change in the material. Anyway, obviously you don't use flathead versions. Certainly can use Phillips head styles of these nowadays more than flathead ones, but every once in a while flathead does come in handy. And this was a tool that you use to remove screws in very tight places. It's something just like this, where you just, now there's micro ratchets and that type of deal, which can pretty much get into the same space as one of these, just because they have such small heads and then the 1-inch driver bits fit through them. But once again, back in the old days, this is what you used. You actually got this aligned, broke the screw, flipped it around, turned it a little bit more, maybe flipped it around again this way, turned it a little bit more. They are certainly very slow and cumbersome, but it's neat just to pick up a General Tools version to kind of give the Craftsman a little friend to hang out with. Anyway, and the fact that it has a model number, where this old Craftsman, there is no model number on this. It just says Craftsman, made in USA, where at least this has an 808. So I believe General Tools, and you know, I searched online, there's enough of these around where I found a bunch of hits. I don't know if they're still currently selling this exact unit or not, but this is still a pretty neat little driver, at least for tool history's sake. And unfortunately, when comparing it to the Craftsman has a bit nicer finish, but you know, the jury's kind of still out whether or not the same company made both of these, or whether or not they just happen to share a similar design pattern. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.